And the cost of housing has continued to go up every year, and affordable housing can be hard to find. In part 2 of our special report on major housing dilemma that's happening in Provo, ABC4's Nicole Newman talks to a state senator who says he has a possible solution.
The Provo City Housing Authority owns and manages 248 public housing units across the city. They include 2 senior citizen high-rise developments, as well as 140 family units. That's in addition to nearly 20 low-income apartment complexes that are privately owned. Robert Vernon, the CEO of the Provo City Housing Authority, says low-income housing isn't the same as affordable housing.
Low-income housing is really based more on income, and so that's saying if somebody makes 30% or less of the area median income, you are extremely low income. Affordable housing is kind of an umbrella term, and it's based on a HUD definition that says housing is affordable if you're not paying more than 30% of your income toward housing.
Between 2008 and 2015, home prices, cost of construction, cost of land averaged about 9% increase per year.
State Senator Jake Andrig of Lehigh represents Utah County. He just introduced Senate Bill 39, formerly called the Affordable Housing Amendments Bill.
This year's bill is an effort to continue to tweak some of the aspects to the underlying statute and to get the funding that we requested from last year to try to get the biggest bang for the buck to help address the issue of housing stock and housing affordability.
The bill focuses on eliminating what the senator calls key stumbling blocks when it comes to affordable housing.
The bill is actually geared at trying to address the stock, housing affordability, housing vouchers, if you will, what we call rental assistance in the state, that is really looking at trying to help families that have primary aged children in their home to stay in their home as opposed to losing their home and having to go to homeless shelter.
Senate Bill 39 is requesting $35.3 million. That's compared to Senate Bill 34, which Andrig introduced last year geared towards affordable housing. It was more than $10 million cheaper.
Last year's bill, we asked for $24 million, got nothing.
In the second time around, Andrig says this year's bill is more defined as to where the money is coming from. Specifically when talking about gap financing, which bridges the divide in affordable housing between what a renter can pay and what the cost is to develop and manage a rental property.
This year we've penciled it out. We know that if we get $15 million that goes to gap financing, we're going to be able to leverage that with private activity bonds and get $230 million. That's going to be able to generate almost 2,100 units in the state in the next 24 months. We anticipate between the gap funding, between the McKinney-Vento funding, and between the rental assistance, that we should be able to help about 4,000 to 5,000 people, which is about 10% of the overall problem.
If approved, Andrig anticipates reaching these goals by including a mix of new and renovated housing.
Like housing that stock from the 60s, right? That needs a major facelift.
The senator acknowledges his bill may be in jeopardy due to the full repeal of the state's tax reform bill.
That's put at jeopardy a lot of what we can anticipate is available in our general fund, and this money would all come from that general fund. We failed to get a dime last year, so there's a lot of pressure both from the governor and House and Senate leadership to really get some money this year.
In addition to financing, leaders say it's important the conversation about affordable housing continues to grow in order to find a solution. They say federal and state governments can't do it all.
To tackle the whole problem, it would be impossible for them to do. City governments can help by providing zoning incentives, lowering the lot size, not letting people build on half-acre lots and 10,000 square foot lots, cut the lot size down, which makes the house size smaller, which makes it more affordable.
In Utah County, Nicole Newman, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Nicole. Well, leaders also say corporations need to understand affordable housing is an economic issue for them, encouraging companies in Utah County to join the conversation to find ways to help their lower paid employees find affordable places to live closer to the workplace.